Hi, I'm Dr. Matt B, and these are your emotional minutes. And welcome back. And today we're actually talking about resolutions. Now, resolutions are basically a decision that somebody will make in their life to incorporate some sort of behavior into their routine or to make some sort of positive change in their life. And for me, it's actually a resolution that I've had for a while has been finding more time to play my guitar, which with work and life and things like that, I haven't really dedicated much time to lately. Now, we just hit the New Year's mark of 2021, and so resolutions are really popular right now. But resolutions are actually really hard to keep alive, or it's really hard to incorporate those new activities or behaviors or improvements in your life in sort of the long-term sense to kind of keep those things going. And part of the reason for that is something that all of us as humans experience is what we call drift. There's sort of a natural tendency to drift back to old habits or old routines. Now, the good news is that there's actually a couple things you can do to help increase the chances that a new behavior or a new activity or something you're trying to improve in your life will actually stick around and become part of your routine in the long run. Now, the first thing is really how you choose your resolution in the first place. And usually the thing that can be really effective is to try to choose a resolution that's based on something that you really value or something that you really want to get out of your life. So sometimes people will make resolutions that are pretty positive, but might just be sort of maybe arbitrary, where they just want to lose weight, or they might want more social interaction, which both may be things that a lot of people really want in their lives. But one of the things that can be really helpful is to sort of tie those to your values or what you want to get out of life. So if you really value, say, being a good parent, for example, or being a good family member, then you might work out to lose weight and to be more healthy, really tying it to the reason of being around in the world longer or being able to be more available for those people if you have better physical health. So that's just one example. Another thing that can be really helpful is tying your resolution to something that you really enjoy. So if your resolution is to get more exercise in order to be healthier, sometimes people might go to the gym for that, but a lot of people really don't like going to the gym. They just don't enjoy being in that setting, or they don't enjoy sort of the structured kind of regimented fashion. So one of the things that can be helpful is try to make that resolution really enjoyable. So maybe if your resolution is to improve your physical health, and you really like hiking, then maybe that means you go for a 5-mile hike twice a week, or something like that as a way to get in shape. Or if you like social interactions, then perhaps it's joining a local sports league where you'll be able to get some physical exercise from a team sport, but then you'll also enjoy the ability to interact with other individuals. Another thing that will really increase the chances that you'll continue to engage in a new activity or behavior is really trying to find ways to fit it into your routine in places that you might be able to get it done, or in places that might fit for you. So for example, with my guitar playing, I've actually started to do that right after work, right when I get done with work, if I'm working from home, or the first thing I do when I walk in the door, because I know that otherwise after work I might get engaged in a lot of other distractions, like say looking online, or maybe turning on the television or something like that. Whereas if it's the first thing I do right after work, then I know that'll increase the chances that I'll actually do it and get it done for a period of time, maybe a half hour or so. And another thing that can be helpful is really to incorporate other interests where possible. So if you have a resolution to work out or exercise more, then maybe you do so while you listen to an audiobook or a podcast on something that you're interested in. Maybe that's travel, or outer space or something like that. So as you're doing that new behavior, you're sort of incorporating it or associating it with something that you already enjoy. And the last thing that I'll say that can be helpful is what we call a cognitive or a mental strategy. And really that entails changing kind of how you view or how you look at the actual activity that you're trying to incorporate, or the improvement in your life that you're trying to make. What a lot of people do is they'll kind of focus on kind of the end game or the end result of that. So if it's getting more exercise to lose weight, then they'll think about the weight loss and how many pounds they might lose, But what can happen is that can actually start to become overwhelming, and it may seem that that's sort of an insurmountable thing to get to, where if you actually start to engage in the behavior, but really engaging in the behavior for the sake of the behavior itself, where you're really more focused on the task itself and the things you might get out of the task itself in that moment. So maybe how you're feeling from it, maybe a sense of, accomplishment that you might get from it, for example, and really focusing on that task more really kind of gets you more engaged in the task, and then makes that task more appealing to try to complete again later. And then that will increase the chances that you'll really stick with it. And then you may still get that benefit from it, but at least you haven't kind of focused too much on the benefit. You've sort of enjoyed the task for what it is. And hopefully that was helpful today in talking about tips or tools or strategies on how you might really keep resolutions around longer. And again, I'm Dr. Matt B., and these are your emotional minutes. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for updates. And I'm going to get back to playing my guitar, try to solidify it into my routine again. And we will see you next time.